Welcome to another episode of Crawfordsville Connection, the City of Crawfordsville's weekly podcast that comes out every Monday morning. I'm your host, Sarah Summer, and I'm joined in the studio every week with Mayor Todd Barton to keep our community up to date on current events, city workings, and to hear from community members on a variety of topics. Thank you so much for joining us, and we hope you enjoyed the show. Welcome back to another episode of Crawfordsville Connection. I'm your host, Sarah Summer, and today I'm joined in the studio by Mayor Todd Barton.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you.
Good. And with us, we have Sue Lucas from Crawfordsville Main Street.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi. How are you?
Doing great today.
Good. We're glad to have you. Before we get started talking about downtown party night, I'll kick it over to you, Mayor, and we can go over some of our announcements.
Well, I just want to remind everybody, obviously, we're closed on Thursday, November 28th, Thanksgiving.
Yes.
So
Turkey Day.
City offices will be closed. There'll be no trash pickup. And we will also be closed on Friday, the 29th. So no trash pickup day on that day either.
Correct.
We'll have double trash pickup the following Monday and Tuesday, December 2nd and 3rd.
Yeah, it gets a little weird when it's on a Friday.
Yeah, we have two back-to-back holidays. It really creates an issue, but we've done that for a number of years and it's worked well.
Yep.
People have adjusted to it. So again, closed Thursday and Friday, double trash pickup on Monday and Tuesday. And then also want to let everybody know I will have a community forum on Wednesday, November 27th from 8 to 9 a.m. And we will be at McDonald's South.
Yes.
So trying to mix it up, get out, and maybe we'll see some different people show up.
You don't want to sit outside at Pike Place anymore?
Yeah, we kind of hold those off to the warmer weather.
A little chilly.
No more outdoor community forums for a while.
Yes. All right. Well, we will just kick it right over to you, Sue. We've had you as a guest a number of times, but for maybe our new listeners, do you want to share who you are and what your involvement is with Crawfordsville Main Street and Downtown Party Night?
Sure. So I'm the director of Crawfordsville Main Street, which is a nonprofit that's been serving the downtown community since 2002. And our mission is to promote the special beauty, character, and history of the downtown commercial historic district.
Awesome.
Yeah. And with that, we do some events.
Yes. Just a few.
We do some events. And the big one of the year for downtown is Downtown Party Night.
Absolutely. What is Downtown Party Night?
Sure. So this was actually an event that started organically back in the 80s. One of our downtown business owners, Marlene Simons, had a wonderful ladies shop, and she held a private party for her guests, her customers, and called it Party Night. And it was a really successful event. And then other downtown businesses said, hey, let's get in on that.
Mm-hmm.
And so Party Night sort of evolved into what it is today, with just adding more elements, more fun, but always the objective, the focus is on these downtown businesses that occupy our historic district and all the wonderful things that they offer. So we're encouraging people to come inside those businesses, and maybe some new ones that they've not engaged with before. This is a great opportunity to do that.
Absolutely.
And the timing always makes sense, right? I mean, because if you think about it, you have Thanksgiving and you have Black Friday.
Yes.
And so everybody's at the big box stores and you see all the advertisements, all that kind of stuff, and then kind of bring it home on Saturday with your small businesses in your downtown.
Yes. Shop Small Saturday.
Yes. Shop Small Saturday. I mean, it was a wonderful confluence. American Express actually started that marketing, that brand 15 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And they picked the Saturday after Thanksgiving. Marvelous.
Yes.
So that's always when Downtown Party Night has been. So it's really a day-long event for our historic downtown.
Yeah, all day long, get in those shops and then end the night with a party.
Exactly.
Yes. Well, Mayor, it kind of goes back to, we've been talking about this for a while, and it kind of came up when we talked about Halloween. And then all of the other events, it sounds like it was citizen driven. This business in our community said, there's a need, let's do this. And then other people joined in, and it evolved from there.
Yeah, it wasn't like the city said, we're going to have a downtown party night.
Right.
It just kind of started to happen. And so everybody figured out how to come together and kind of harness that.
And it goes back to our be here, be known. These folks have made a difference in our community, and they're leaving a lasting impact in a small community that maybe they wouldn't have if they lived somewhere larger. And I think that's where Crawfordsville perfectly captures that be here, be known.
Yeah, and probably not. There's probably not an event that captures that any more than Downtown Party Night.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in Crawfordsville, you're going to be known at Downtown Party Night. You're going to see so many people you know and have so many conversations that night.
Yes.
You'll see people you haven't seen maybe all year. You will see them at Downtown Party Night, and you just see people on the sidewalks everywhere, catching up with friends and neighbors. So
Absolutely.
be downtown, you will be known.
Yes.
For sure. And that has been the attraction. I've talked to so many folks who have moved here recently, and they absolutely adore Downtown Party Night. They feel like they have arrived into that small town that they've always wanted to live in, whether they knew that or not. And then they ended up in Crawfordsville, and it just kind of centers them and affirms the reason why they moved here.
Yeah, it creates that small town Christmas experience. Kind of think of a holiday, Hallmark movie in essence. When people are walking downtown, they're in
I
the
hear
shops.
so many people say that to me
Yes.
at Downtown Party Night. This is like a Hallmark movie.
Especially, people decorate their window storefronts, and we've got the snowflake lights up. It is. It's magical, really.
Mayor, when you said that everybody kind of goes all in, this event would not happen if it weren't for so many services, for city services that assist with getting the decorations up. I always like to give a shout out to Crawfordsville Street Department.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys work hard.
Yes,
at getting all those
really
decorations
do.
up.
And you know what? I was just talking to one of them the other day, and he said, "We really enjoy this. This is an experience that gives us a little break."
They probably
from
don't
some
want
of
to
the other
decorate
stuff.
at home after
Right.
they get all those
Exactly.
up there.
But people are thanking them. They say, "Thank you for what you do."
Yeah.
And they may not get that if they're standing there with a stop sign with cones all around.
Yeah,
But-
they don't get that.
Yeah.
They won't get that. So that's a nice feel good moment. So the street department, I just spoke with CELP this afternoon, and they're going to get that East Main skyline up. The volunteers, the Crawfordsville Main Street volunteers, who help with every
Mhm.
aspect of the decorating. Also want to mention the garden club, the Flower Lovers Garden Club, and the beautiful concrete pots that each one looks a little different, but they're very pretty for the holidays.
Absolutely.
And the business owners, they put a lot
Yes.
of time and
Yes.
effort into making sure they're ready for this night.
Yes, they have great ideas every year. This year we weren't able to do a window contest. That's not stopping anybody.
Yeah.
There's brilliant things
Still
going on in
still
windows.
decorating.
Fun and fancy.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's the perfect transition of Thanksgiving is over and it is officially the Christmas holiday season.
Yep.
Exactly.
What a way to
Yeah.
kick it off.
It is.
Yeah.
And this is really an opportunity not only for our local individuals, but we have visitors who come to town for events like this too, especially, I know a lot of our businesses and restaurants will hold sales or they have special deals and drawing in some of that visitor experience.
Mm-hmm. And I'll be checking with Heather Shirk from Visit Montgomery County. She's able to use the Placer AI
Yes.
app that actually gets a pretty good read on the attendance
Mhm.
downtown. I remember back in the day when I was first started assisting with Main Street, we would walk around and check license plates. That was the Placer AI at the time, and look at the different counties that were represented throughout the downtown.
Yeah, we've talked a little bit about Placer before, but for people who don't know, it's we've said it's a little creepy in some essence, but it takes cell phone data to determine where people have traveled from or where they are coming from to get here, how long are they staying, and we can determine general demographics of those individuals. Also, it doesn't say
We use it a lot, especially on the retail side.
Yes.
We just did a meeting a little bit ago where we're looking at that data to talk about where people are, shoppers who come to our community, where they come from, how long they spend here, where else they go, how many stops they make. We can see all that because we all, myself included, voluntarily carry these little trackers on us called cell phones.
Yep.
Now we can't see that it was, done, we can't see exactly who it is,
Right.
right? But we can see the cell phone that normally resides in wherever came to Crawfordsville and went to these different places.
Yep.
Yeah, and we look at it aggregate data. We don't look at specifics, but it's fascinating data. Yeah. Now, if somebody walks around without a cell phone, we don't track them. We don't track people, but we don't know that number. Right? But the Strawberry Festival, I think, is where it's been very interesting.
Yes.
We've been looking at that data, and what we discovered was that everybody's estimates on how many people were visiting the Strawberry Festival was
very low.
Was
Yes.
low. It was actually much higher than what we had ever estimated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And where else they went when they came to the Strawberry Festival?
yes.
Where else do they go?
Wow.
So we looked at that, which
Yeah.
was very surprising to us.
Yeah.
Not what we expected.
Yeah. Well, it'll be perfect opportunity for us to continue to see, how can we market this event, outside of our community, also to continue to draw interest and bring visitors to our community.
Absolutely.
And something new this year is the Passport to the Holidays. Do you want to tell people a little bit about what that is?
Sure. So we kicked off this event within an event that will last throughout November at our downtown holiday open house experience on November 8th and 9th. There were 16 businesses that participated in that. And this used to be something that, again, organically was held by the downtown flower shops, but there wasn't much marketing or branding going on. And so they said, yes, you can go ahead and take this on. So we did that. 16 businesses participated. All of the ones that I talked to said that they had new folks coming into their stores those 2 days. Well, the Passport to the Holidays, I'm going to give a nod to Jessica Harris from Shop Small, Shop Handmade. She immediately came up with that idea, is a punch card. And starting that weekend, a couple of weeks ago, folks could pick up a passport, go to the 16 businesses, and start getting them punched for instead of having them do that in 2 days, which would be kind of challenging. They have until November 30th, downtown party night, to get all of those businesses punched on their passport and drop it off at the Visitor Center, Montgomery County Visitor Center at Fusion 54 on the first floor, Saturday, November 30th by 3:00. Right. And one lucky winner will win a $250 downtown gift card prize package.
That's
sponsored
awesome.
by Crawfordsville Main Street.
That's awesome.
That was really fun going around and buying all those gift cards from
Yes.
all the businesses and thinking about that person who's going to win that. And I think it was a real motivator for folks.
Absolutely. And it keeps everything local, so we're
Yes.
getting these people in the doors of these businesses, and then their prize is more money to spend right here locally in our own community.
Yes. And it also incentivizes people to go into businesses they may not normally go into. I was
Absolutely.
downtown that weekend, and there were a couple of ladies, clearly grandmas, a little older than me, that I saw in one of the flower stores enjoying themselves there. And about 2 hours later, I went into Bearded Comics and Collectibles. There they were.
Look at that.
They were looking around and just, oh my gosh, my grandson would love so many of these things. So there, and they actually said it out loud. We never would have come here except for this passport. So looks like it might be something that will continue in future years.
Absolutely. Sometimes people just need a little encouragement to try something new. If you've never been to a place, I've never been to a comic store, and that's not my typical place. But if I had an incentive, it gives me, it's an open invitation in essence to come into a space that I wouldn't normally go into.
Exactly. And I've watched the business owners be very friendly and engaging and get creative with how to incentivize people
That's awesome.
when they get in there, instead of just coming to the counter, get a punch
and leave.
One store said, "Find me first," and it was this lovely bracelet. So you had to walk around and look at all of their display cases for that before you'd get your
That's pretty cool.
passport punch, and that would obviously give you some gift ideas, if not gifting yourself.
Right. I like it. So, Downtown Party Night 2024.
2024.
Tell us some of the highlights for what this year is going to bring.
Sure. Well, when you say 2024, it makes me harken back to when it got started in the 80s. And I came across a VHS that's available at the library featuring businesses that were participating in that downtown party night in 1992. And some of these, for your listeners, they may be familiar with the House of Seymour Herb Shop and Hemsley Jewelers, The Open Book, Office Supply, Carpenter's Son, Maryland Stained Glass, Homespun, Squire Ltd., The Bungalow Restaurant. Remember that one?
Oh, yeah.
And RB Furniture, Max, of course, Dillman's Hardware, Simply a Blast Toys. I remember when that arrived.
Yeah.
My kids were young and they got all excited. It has me thinking about all of those businesses. They're not here now, but they held the door open.
Right.
As it always is the case, they held the door open for the businesses that we can celebrate today.
Absolutely.
So I had to go there. When you said 2024, it took me back to 1992. But that would be a great listen if you want to go to the library and hit that second floor and find that VHS. For next week, boy, is there a lot of stuff happening. Of course, Santa will be downtown at Lake and Wilcox, 2 sessions. Go to her. In all of these, I'll say go to these folks' social media to find out more about the details and all that. And those pictures are free, but you can buy Picture with Santa packages. So Shop Small Saturday, and then everyone gathers at the courthouse for the 6 p.m. tree lighting, which really turns on downtown party night.
It does.
So do you want the little drum roll of who are?
Yes. Who is it going to be?
Who's
Every
the
year,
tree lighter?
Yeah, every year you invite a downtown business owner to light the tree. Correct.
To light the tree.
Okay.
Last year, the Bravos, the whole gang assembled to light that tree.
Okay.
And this year, another longtime downtown business owner, Paul Barajas from China Inn, will be turning on the tree to start downtown party night.
Awesome. Well, we will look forward to that then. And that is the true official kickoff to the downtown party night.
That's right. And if you want to take a break before the tree lighting, you could go down to Lane Place. They're going to have it's Christmas at Lane Place, and it'll be absolutely gorgeous. I know the crew there has been working on that, and they're going to make it very pretty for the community. So Christmas at Lane will be happening, and the Festival of Trees kicks off at Masonic Cornerstone Event Center. If you've never been, don't let another year pass you by, because it's absolutely beautiful in there.
People are very, very creative with how they decorate Christmas trees. There are ways that I have never thought of to decorate a tree or to create a tree that's not the traditional Christmas tree.
Want to get in the holiday spirit. There you go.
Yes.
Yes. It's nice to know other people are decorating. Once the tree is lit, our friends, the Crescendos, will be singing some Christmas carols from the courthouse steps. And Marcia Smith from Heathcliff heads that up. I was talking to her the other day, and she's taken a Christmas song and adapted new lyrics where it's all about downtown Crawfordsville. And she was singing these to me the other day in the store. And yes, I teared up.
I was going to say, did it bring tears to your eyes, Sue?
It did. And, here I'm looking at Marcia, and she's been working downtown for quite a while. So she knows what she's singing about.
Yes.
So come and listen to the Crescendos right after that. The Brass Masters are good friends, led by Tim McCormick. That music, that brassy Christmas music up there on the porch at the courthouse always lends the moment. I can't imagine downtown party night without it.
And if you've not been to the tree lighting, check it out, because we closed Main Street. And I get a different perspective being up there, but it is full. I mean, the sidewalk's full. That's a big sidewalk. And the street's full, and there's just all these people, and have the countdown and light it. And everybody's just happy. and they're talking to one another. It's a really fun time.
Again, it's that, really, I go back to the Hallmark Christmas
Yeah.
movie moment. Everybody's standing there doing the countdown, and then all of a sudden the tree's on, people cheer. It's magical.
And like when it's over, and I mean, people just really start to disperse and they hit all those stores. We reopen the street at some point, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of energy in that moment in downtown.
Yeah, there is. Yeah. Let's see what else is happening. Well, Murdoch Sound, after Brassmasters is over, then Dan Wills from Murdoch Sound will be broadcasting, streaming Christmas music from the courthouse steps. So that'll be going on for the next couple of hours. The 2024 Strawberry Festival Queen Court will be down at the Plaza to accept gently used coats and winter wear for the needy. So that'll be at 6:30. And this year we have a plaza, right?
Yes.
Mayor?
Yeah, last year it was a little rough.
A little fenced off. And
Fenced off. We were doing this little fountain project.
just a little project.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see it
That
pretty.
dragged on, but it's done.
Yeah, a little bit. So it's nice to see it pretty again and all decorated.
I think about all the things that have dragged on: the fountain, Lincoln Park, Brickyard Nature Park, Ben-Hur building.
Ben-Hur.
We're going to be checking all those off the list.
Yeah,
Here. We've already checked a lot of them off.
What's next?
Fountain's done.
Wayfinding.
Wayfinding, yeah. Ben-Hur will probably be done before wayfinding. That's
crazy.
That's kind of crazy, but yeah, that's
So
the case.
the fountain was less than a year. So
Yes.
about 8 months when it was all done.
Yeah,
So
but
not
the end
too bad.
product is, I don't think anybody can argue with it. It's fantastic.
Oh, that's great.
Worth it. So
Well, everybody have a look at the plaza. It'll be beautiful. We're really grateful to our friends at Oak Hill Tree Farm. We'll be once again providing wagon rides that start at Pike Place
Mhm.
and go through downtown. Just love Matt and Rachel Stein. They know exactly how to pull that off. There'll be some warming stations there at Pike Place, and Jesus Chavez will be cooking up some wonderful kettle corn.
you
Oh,
can
man,
smell it a block away.
That
Right?
stuff is good.
You need all of the senses happening for
Yeah.
a downtown party night experience. Let's see. The East Main Alley will also have some warming stations as well.
The alley was a big hit last year on party night.
Yes,
It was full. People really loved the alley on party night.
Yeah.
that's what it was for,
Let-
right?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's exactly what it was for. Yeah.
Stay activated in the winter months.
And the arch going into the alley
Mm.
with the Crawfordsville, at the top,
Yes.
that was like the number one photo spot, hands down.
That's awesome.
It wasn't the tree. It was everybody went to stand that with the lights around it
With
and
the
stuff.
lights
Yeah,
around
Yep.
it,
it was very cool.
which we ended up leaving up because
Yeah.
just
They were so popular. So was like, can we just leave these up? I'm like, well, why not?
Right.
Yeah.
That's one thing. That's one less thing I have to take down. Right?
Yeah.
Boy, and I'll tell you, Fusion 54 will be hopping.
Yeah.
Oh
Fusion
my
54
gosh.
is going to be full. Something on every floor.
Every floor. Heather Shirk and Stephanie Timmons from the Visitor Center, they are cooking up a beautiful welcoming experience on first floor Fusion when you come in
Yes.
there.
And I think that catches the eye of people coming from out of town. When you
Mm.
drive into downtown, there's all this stuff going on, but you see that building,
It's
every
lit up.
window's lit up and there's activity. It catches your attention.
It does.
It does.
And I know going in there the past 2 years for party night, it's hard to get the elevator. I climb the stairs to the fourth floor because it's so busy.
Yeah, yeah.
It's busy, and that's what we want to see. People engaging and interacting, and it's not just what's typically happening in Fusion. It's people who have rented out the space to create an event opportunity for downtown party night.
Exactly. And hats off to Kelly Price, the director of Fusion 54. She too is all in. You should see the decorations that she has on fourth floor too.
Yes.
Just charming things. She's really got the eye, and she's been serving all these organizations who are going to be set up that night. On second floor, the Volunteers for Mental Health of Montgomery County will have crafts for kids. And they, too, are taking donations for folks in need. They
Mhm.
have a big donation box just as soon as you come into the building. On third floor, the Hoosier Author Fair, sponsored by the Wallace Study and Museum,
Yes.
this is a big deal every year. And we have authors coming from all over Indiana. Some of them will be local. And it's one of my favorite stops.
Yeah. They're all local. That's, it's neat. They set up kind of around the room, kind of in a, fair style where you stop at their booth and can learn about what they're writing. You can purchase books from them right there.
If you have that hard to buy for person, this is a stop that you want to check out.
That's true. That's true. And get a signed copy as well.
Absolutely.
By the actual
the actual author.
Yeah. On 4th floor, the library's youth services department will be sponsoring themed crafts and a story time themed on the Oh Christmas Tree experience. So each one of Fusion's floors will be activated and welcoming that night.
Absolutely. And again, sounds like there's something for everyone too. So especially if you're outside and it's a little chilly and you're looking to get warm and you've, stopped at those warming stations and you need a little bit more, pop inside at Fusion 54 and spend some time engaging with these individuals and organizations.
Exactly. And especially with the organizations as well, certainly with the businesses, you can find out all of the different programming that the library offers.
Yes.
Doesn't it drive us all crazy when people say,
there's nothing going on
to do? All you have to do is look at the library's calendar, the Wallace calendar, the Wallace Study calendar, Lane Place. There's things going on all the time.
Absolutely.
And also an opportunity to like and follow the downtown businesses.
Yes.
Hearing people say, well, there's nothing for me downtown. When was the last time you were there and actually went into stores that you'd never been in? So like and follow some, and you can find out about their events.
Yeah. Social media is, a great way to stay informed. If you might not go into a place, but if you follow their social media, it might drive you into their place.
Yeah.
For
and
sure.
I think one thing we're discovering though, too, is social media is generational. And we're kind of discovering we have a gap with the younger people. So I know Brandy Allen and I were in a meeting earlier this week with a group of youth, and they were talking about several things that they really, really wanted to see in our community. And we're just looking at one another like, we're doing those things every day.
Yeah.
Those things exist. They don't know because they don't follow the same social media that older people follow. So we're trying to figure out how do we get the message to them, because for example, one of the things they said is we should create some new parks, and we're sitting there thinking we just cut 2 ribbons this week,
what?
and we're clearly not reaching them.
Right.
So
maybe they'll just have to go ahead and get back into the stream, but they can do so in incognito, maybe.
Yeah, we're gonna have to figure that out. But that was intriguing to us. Literally, when we're cutting the ribbons on 2 parks, and they're talking about how we should really create parks.
It's interesting.
Yeah. But if you ask them, they don't follow, for example, Facebook. They're not there. So
we've talked about, tapping into Reels on Instagram and, getting back into YouTube and trying to do the short video content. And that's where people might capture, that younger generation, because people are absorbing content in shorter chunks in a visual aid like a video rather than scrolling posts and whatnot. So it's interesting.
That's the creative part, because you have to be able to reach every generation, and they're all consuming it differently. So
I guess so.
That's for the communications director to figure out, though.
Yeah,
I wonder who that could be.
Get on that, Sarah. All of this has me remembering when I first had the privilege and opportunity to start helping with Crawfordsville Main Street and making some of those ideas happen. And about the same time, the city of Crawfordsville was crafting its stellar vision. And I remember thinking, this town, for anybody who wants to serve, and be ready and willing to listen and learn, pay attention before you start putting out a whole lot of ideas. Maybe it's something that's already happening. But listen and learn. But you'll find that Crawfordsville is a very embraceable town.
Yeah.
And downtown party night, you see people down there who have done just that. They know where they live. They love where they live. They want to be a part of it. and they want to be a part of its progress and wellness.
Exactly.
So come down Saturday, November 30th, and re-embrace your town,
yes.
and maybe some new experiences, some new businesses. We have a lot going on down there.
There is. And I think that's, the biggest thing is just encourage people to join you too. If you've got family members that
Yes.
aren't doing anything on Saturday, bring them with you. It's a perfect opportunity to shop for people, check out some of the places for Mayor, like you had said, those hard to buy for people. Shop local, it's hard to just scroll on the internet and try to find something to buy someone. But when you're window shopping and, browsing different stores, you'll likely find something for someone.
Yeah, come down to eat that evening. The restaurants
yes.
will all offer
gosh.
things. They're all busy,
Yes.
It can be a little tricky to navigate sometimes. They're busy. So,
They
but come
are.
check it out and eat downtown that evening.
That's sure. And remember, when you invest and spend here, that money largely stays here.
Yeah.
So it's going right back in to serve the community.
Yep.
Yeah. This is awesome. And it's, Sue, you kind of touched on this too, that people say there's nothing going on. You can find all of these events, on social media. We post about it on, our social media. We talk about it on the podcast. We have Yodel, our community calendar. There's a plenty of opportunities for us to, shop local, eat local, and stay local, supporting local in as many ways as we can. And Downtown Party Night is the perfect way to do that.
Sure is.
Awesome. Well, Sue, thank you for being here. Is there anything else that you'd like to add?
Just continue to, I guess this isn't adding, but support local. Look at some of the other experiences through the holidays. We got the Chamber Christmas Parade coming up on the 8th,
Yes.
I believe. And that's fantastic. It's going to be beautiful weather. I know it is for the parade this
We
year.
ordered it, right? Ordered the good weather.
Several of us did.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
we'll see. So there's a lot happening right here in Crawfordsville for the holiday experience in your small town.
Absolutely. Well, Mayor, is there anything you'd like to add?
I don't think so. Hope to see everybody downtown.
Yes, it'll be a wonderful night. And as always, if you have podcast topics or things you'd like to hear about, please feel free to reach out and let us know. And we thank you for listening. And we'll see you next week. Make sure you hit the subscribe button on this podcast so you never miss an episode. And if you aren't already, follow us on Facebook at City of Crawfordsville Official, on Twitter at City of Seaville, and on Instagram at City of Crawfordsville. We hope you have a wonderful day and can't wait for you to join us next week.